this afternoon. She wrote, "You weren't joking. You hide your misogyny and your racism behind your jokes on ABC. This was a dog whistle to the violent left to assault me or worse." And you're misspelled "you're," of course. Well, that's nice. She thinks I have fans. I guess that's good. But now listen, not only don't I condone death or any kind of threats against anyone, especially as I get dozens of them a week myself. Compute this woman, you may remember, she's the one who endorsed fringe conspiracy theories and repeatedly indicated support for executing prominent Democratic politicians. Now she's dialing 911 because she got made fun of.
Ever seen a politician's brain short circuit on live TV? That's exactly what happened when MTG tried to outsmart Jimmy Kimmel. Spoiler alert, it didn't go well. From conspiracy theories to nonsensical ramblings, MTG's appearance was a comedy goldmine. But the real kicker? Kimmel's savage takedown that left her looking like a deer in headlights. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Picture this. Marjorie Taylor Greene struts into the TV studio like she's about to win an Oscar. Spoiler alert, she's actually about to star in her own comedy special, and she doesn't even know it yet. Our girl MTG shows up thinking she's going to blow everyone's minds with her political wisdom. But as soon as the questions start rolling in, things get weirder than a $3 bill. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion. But instead of cars, it's just common sense flying out the window. First up, MTG starts rambling about sex apps in Malaysia. Yeah, you heard that right. Apparently, she thinks Uncle Sam is funding some steamy smartphone action overseas.
On our show Tuesday night, MTG, Clan Mom as we call her, earlier in the day, called 3 of her fellow Republicans pro-pedophile for supporting Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's nomination. She tweets. After she saw it, she tweeted, "ABC contacts my employer. This threat of violence against me by Jimmy Kimmel has been filed with the Capitol Police." She called the police. After processing the fact that someone called the police on me, believe it or not, this has never happened to me in my life. I tweeted back, I wrote, "Officer, I'd like to report a joke."
But hold on to your hats, folks, because it gets better. She then pivots to complaining about toilets in America. I guess she's flushed with anger about our nation's plumbing situation. Now let's take a quick reality check. These sex apps MTG's all worked up about, they're actually legit health programs aimed at keeping people safe. And those fancy American toilets, well, that's just MTG's creative way of saying the government wastes money. It's like she's playing Mad Libs with government spending and losing badly. As MTG keeps talking, you can almost hear the train of thought derailing in real time. It's like watching a toddler try to explain quantum physics. Adorable, but completely off the mark. The more she speaks, the more confused everyone gets. Even the camera crew starts looking around, wondering if they've stumbled onto the set of a hidden camera show. By the end of the interview, MTG looks like she's just finished a round in a verbal washing machine. She's spinning, folks. You can almost see the cartoon birds circling her head as she tries to make sense of her own words. It's political word salad, and MTG's tossed in everything but the kitchen sink. But wait, there's more. Just when you think the comedy show's over, in walks Jimmy Kimmel, comedy's knight in shining armor. He's got a glint in his eye that says, "Christmas came early this year, and Santa brought me a gold mine of political jokes." Folks, Kimmel's about to turn MTG's train wreck into comedy gold, and trust me, you don't want to miss this roast. Ever wonder what happens when a late-night host gets handed comedy gold on a silver platter? Kimmel was about to show us, and boy, did he come hungry. As he fired up his comedy grill, you could practically smell the sizzle of burnt political ambitions. But here's the kicker. Even Kimmel couldn't have scripted MTG's meltdown this perfectly.
If she's going to report me to the police, if that's how she wants to play it, I'll report you right back. And I won't go to the police. I'll go to the Justice League. Note to Jimmy Kimmel, not only would Marjorie Taylor Greene's husband make quick work of you, but Rep. MTG herself would make quick work of you. Kimmel would not last too long if he were interested in engaging in unprovoked, terrible violence against this Congresswoman. Keep wearing a mask while Senator Cruz replied to this. That was not written to him. Bizarre. 535 members of Congress can attend the State of the Union without wearing masks. Still not good enough for Hollywood.
Jimmy Kimmel kicked off his show with a grin wider than the Grand Canyon. He just watched MTG's interview, and it was like Christmas, his birthday, and the Super Bowl all rolled into one for a comedian. As he started his monologue, you could almost see the joke gears turning in his head. Kimmel dove right in. comparing MTG's grasp of government to a kid's make-believe game. "What a rich imagination this woman has," he chuckled. "You almost think she has the brain of a child." Ouch! That's gotta sting more than sitting on a cactus. But Jimmy was just warming up. He took aim at MTG's Hollywood Walk of Fame comment, quipping, "You know it's bad when even the Hollywood Walk of Fame stars are wearing gashes." It's like he was playing comedy whack-a-mole with every weird thing MTG said. As Kimmel's roast got hotter, the audience was in stitches. He was serving up zingers faster than a short-order cook on a Sunday morning.
Hey, you know, all these crazy people in Congress, all of these low IQ individuals in Congress right now, there's one guy who's responsible for that, and that's Donald Trump.
First, new evidence tonight that we, you, the American people, all of us, we were all lied to.
Frankly, we did win this election. We did win this election.
We were lied to by Joe Biden.
Obama, amnesty. Amnesty, Obama amnesty.
What kind of president needs a no card to answer a basic and predictable question?
And just when you thought he couldn't top himself, he pulled out the big guns. Kimmel turned his attention to MTG's book, and boy, did he have thoughts. "You know, I've seen some bad books in my time," he said, "but this makes 50 Shades of Grey look like Shakespeare." Talk about a literary burn. It's like he was trying to turn MTG's book into actual kindling with his words. But the comedy train didn't stop there. Kimmel touched on MTG's restaurant incident, saying, "It's like a bully complaining about getting a paper cut. It's the kind of line that makes you go, 'Oh,' and 'ha ha' at the same time." As the laughter died down, you could almost hear MTG's political career going down the drain. But hey, at least she's famous now, right? Just maybe not for the reasons she wanted. Kimmel's roast was so thorough, MTG might need to call the fire department to put out the flames.
He's been sending very cleverly coded messages, narrating what he sees, maybe more clearly than anyone, the brazen and unchecked hypocrisy we're being bombarded with every day.
We're going to beat this coronavirus, or whatever you want to call it, and we're going to beat it soundly.
And Biden's lies are so bad that even the Washington Post is calling him out for his lies.
The Washington Post new report out today.
And something tells me this comedy fire is just getting started. So what have we learned from this comedy circus? Well, it turns out that in politics, sometimes the best defense is a good laugh. When MTG's words turned into a punchline factory, Kimmel showed us that humor can be a powerful weapon against nonsense. But here's a thought to chew on. When politicians become walking jokes, who's really winning? The comedians get their laughs, sure, but what about us voters? Are we stuck in some weird political reality show where the craziest characters get the most airtime? Maybe the real joke is on all of us. While we're busy laughing at the latest political gaffe, the serious issues are slipping through the cracks. So next time you're cracking up at a politician's expense, ask yourself, am I laughing because it's funny or because it's easier than facing the truth?